how you want to look.
That's the second time you've said something about I need to be the eye candy.
No, I didn't.
So
I didn't.
Oh my god.
I'm
gonna start an OnlyFans. I'm gonna get on TikTok and start doing booty shakes. But I'll have the comics.
Look,
people will buy them because they're like, we gotta support her.
Speaking of comic store, I'm gonna do this real quick. All right, look.
This episode is
this episode is sponsored by Shinobi Ninja Princess.
All of them are.
This is the first book. It's hardcover book.
It's so beautiful.
Shinobi Ninja Princess is about this girl, Shianji Toshigawa. She's 14-year-old ninja prodigy, and she is on the run from her father. She's fighting ninjas and other monsters and onis, and it's really cool. This is the hardcover, and it goes all the way to issue. Man, don't ignore the first 6 issues, and then we start season 2, where with our Christmas special.
Hold it up! Look, I worked really hard and colored every single beautiful page.
Man, see, this is why we don't sell no books, man. Y'all.
This commercial is taking too long, by the way.
We start our dark tournament arc. You can get all of these books of Shinobi Ninja Princess, as well as the re-released first book that we ever did, which was Jetta Tells Her to Toshigawa, and you can get all these books on ToshigawaUniverse.com. So go there. Link is going to be in the description, and ignore these other 2 characters back here who are counterproductive to anything that I actually try to do. Anyway,
how am I counterproductive?
All right, so we are here finally because it takes like forever for me to be able to get all 2 of them into the same spot in a video. It's so difficult. Like I want to end this video.
Come on, let's talk about
anyway,
we
are here talking about bad fighting game movies. Like we watched today 2 fighting game movies, Dead or Alive, DOA. It's called DOA, Dead or Alive. And we watched King of Fighters. I'm a big fighting game nerd. I love fighting games, man.
Bro, he could tell you that all day.
Make me quiet.
Was Dead or Alive the game that has like you can go into the settings and just the bouncing?
Yeah. But anyway, we watched those movies today. There is a secret tie-in between Dead or Alive, Dead or Alive, and Jetta Tells Her Toshigawa. See, there's a tie-in on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. What would you give it? 1 to 5.
It is not the worst.
Okay.
I would say maybe a 6.
1 to 5.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stars. 5 stars.
To almost a 4. Yeah.
Okay, 3 to 4 stars. Wow, that's actually pretty good though. Anakin, what would you give it? 1 star to 5 stars. What would you give it?
2 or 3.
A 2 or 3. Okay. I would give it 2.5. No, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. They knew what they were getting into, which means that Dead or Alive, if you take Dead or Alive for what it is, again, it's a very sexy game. Trying to make that into a realistic thing could be kind of hard. So what they ended up just doing is just saying, okay, well, we're just gonna lean into the weird factor of this and kind of amp up some of the comedy of it and move that way. So
they amped it up too much.
They amped it up too much. The costume designers, for the most part, knew what the assignment was. You got to think about this too. This is what, like the early 2000s, right?
It has early 2000s fashion and makeup.
It does. It's the old style. Like if you used to watching Dead or Alive now and you just jumped on with like Dead or Alive 5 or 6, then you won't recognize this at all. They came in, was like, all right, look, this is a video game. We're gonna try and have some fun with it. You know, we already know that this is not the most popular video game. We don't have the most built-in fan base that's gonna go see this. So we're gonna try and be able to cliff notes this as much as we possibly can and still have fun with it. You know, with that in respect, it was okay. Acting though, woo, the script script
Good Lord.
was wooden. Other than what's her name?
Tina,
Tina.
she's an actress who, oh Lord, she looks like all the other actresses sometimes.
She looks like Margot Robbie. She looks like there's that aesthetic, you know.
She's been in like, there's like some kind of TV show where they play up her twanginess and stuff. And she don't have to like let go of her twanginess. I actually think she might have got the part because of that. That might be her actual accent.
It is. Come on, you need some help.
It was like it wasn't a stretch for her, but then again, to me, I feel like she was one of the very few seasoned actors in there. Eric Roberts is the bad guy.
They'll tell you something too. Eric Roberts is the bad guy, so they'll tell you something going in.
You could also know, even if you didn't know who the dude was, you can also tell he's a bad guy because he's a middle-aged man with gray hair and he has a rat tail.
So why did you give it?
Why did I give it such high marks?
Yeah, you gave it a 4.
I said close to a 4.
Close to a 4.
So my knowledge of Dead or Alive, the game, is limited because you haven't played too much of it recently. You played it like maybe a few years ago, but the thing I remember you playing the most of was the beach volleyball offshoot video game. This dude played it so much where he like had to get points so he could get like cakes and stuff and make friends with other girls so that they could be on the team and get different cute bathing suits for everybody.
You know, I got into that game too. I was like, really, it wasn't because I was like trying to make them wear skimpy stuff. Like I would main a character and then I was trying to be able to get them to be on my team so we could win. I could be friends, and I want to be the most popular person on the island.
On the beach. They actually worked that into the video game. I mean, into the movie story.
Yeah.
So I liked it because, like, one of the things about these kind of things, and with like comic book movies, if I see this character on the screen, do I know who this character is? If I don't know who this character is, then the people who made the movie did not do their job. We're gonna get to that. But with Dead or Alive, I was like, oh yeah, that's that ponytail girl. I don't know her name. Helena. No, not her.
Oh, Helena. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's stone-faced Devin Aoki girl. That's Kasumi.
You roasted people now.
So
I'm not roasted. You look through it and you try and find an emotion on her face.
Besides the one time on beach
Where she does this.
Oh yeah,
she does this.
I will say, to her defense,
she wasn't an actor.
She wasn't originally an actress, and on top of that too, she never had any happy scenes. If you really think about it, it was either like all of her scenes were like, I am not going to do this, I am going to do that.
But even still, even when you're conflicted, you could see a conflict in your face.
Yeah, I guess so.
Also, the reason why I gave this movie high marks, everyone was trained some kind of way.
Yeah, they were.
Into fighting. Like, they did their moves like perfect. There was like the Asian wire work stuff, but there was like some solid moves with these people.
But then there were also some moves that like didn't make sense. Like that one girl that kicked flowers at those people and it knocked them all down.
They had to do something.
Yeah.
But these skinny girls on the thing, they trained. And you could see it. The lady who played Tina, she actually was cut, and you know, her character Tina is supposed to be a wrestler. So she wasn't like a big bulked up wrestler, but she looked fit. The thing that that kind of bothered me, that sometimes the situations in which they found themselves fighting was very video game like. It was like, well, we gotta figure out how to get these two different opponents together and have them fight. And it felt kind of really abrupt.
Yeah.
But they even like tried to tell in the story why, because it's an island and they got tournaments and they got these special little bracelets that tell each other that will notify everybody. Oh, you're up for the fight, and you gotta find so and so and fight them.
Yeah,
it wasn't like an organized tournament in a ring or anything. It was just
take place at any time.
At any time, and it's just if you find each other, then you fight. But other than that, the scenery was really beautiful. The bamboo forest was really nice.
The art department came to the job on that. They were like, look, okay, we're gonna make the most of this. You know, we don't have a huge budget, but we're gonna make the most of this. And it showed.
The idea of it was like, if you played the game and you saw the movie, you knew who each character was supposed to be. And
you would recognize settings and stuff too. Bamboo forest.
Even the part where like Dead or Alive was also big on the multi-level thing where if you crash through something and then suddenly you crash through and you were on a different board and you could go through that. They did stuff kind of like that.
Yeah, you know, ring outs and things where you get knocked out of the ring and it'll change you into a whole new
This movie
deal.
did not try to go too far away from its source. Which is important, which I admire.
Right. The movie was made by Constantine Films, right? And Constantine Films was one time at San Diego Comic-Con, and they were at a San Diego Comic-Con that I was at. I was set up with my boy.
Or was it?
You weren't there. This was the first time I went. I didn't know anything about pitching or anything like that, or I didn't know how big it was. So I went. I was approached by a lot of people looking for properties to be able to license. One of the people was a representative from Constantine Films. They were looking for a vehicle to attach Devon Aoki to. Devon Aoki was the person who played Kasumi in this. And they called me about Jetta Tezo Toshigawa and Devon Aoki being attached to play Jetta. And what happened was that they opted to do Dead or Alive because they wanted to do a video game instead of a comic book. Anyway, long story short, she was going to be attached to play Jetta. They opted to put her attached to play Kasumi instead, who was another ninja for a video game. And so that's our tie-in with the Dead or Alive franchise. Jetta Tezo Toshigawa and Dead or Alive. That's where our tie-in comes in. So the more you know behind the scenes. So all right, Anakin.
Oh, and also Mr. Wade, long before. Okay, so
I forgot about this.
Eric Roberts was the big bad guy. Mr. Wade played a hold on.
I played a
security guard.
Yeah, in a movie.
Eric Roberts was a felon or something.
He was a felon.
In a TV show called Southern Comfort?
Southern Comfort. It was a pilot for a TV show. It was a TV show movie. It's Anakin's turn. Anakin, go. You gave it a 2. Why'd you give it a 2?
Because everyone fought the exact same. Like Tina, the wrestler, only used one grappling move that whole time.
Right.
And the rest of the time she used kicks. Second of all, Liu Kang, I forgot his name.
Hayate.
He plays 2 completely different characters, and they had a chance to tie in the reason why, but they just didn't. It's supposed to be a PG-13 movie. So instead of using all their PG-ness or whatever, with like a little bit of blood here and there, since there were people literally getting chopped up with swords, instead they used all of it on her to make her literally almost naked the whole time.
Seriously, I don't know.
Like, I wish there were more blood. She wasn't literally
naked.
They would make excuses for her to be super sultry.
Right.
Because her character was supposed to be like some kind of seductive.
Not that much.
Not that much. That is kind of true. Somebody was like, man, I really like her.
Get her in cheesecake situation.
Right. She was in. I mean, every scene she was in was pretty much in some type of cheesecake situation. Even when she was fighting, was in a cheesecake situation. The movie was okay. It had some weird parts to it. They added some characters in it. They added this dude named Wallaby who was dressed like Where's Waldo?
Weatherby.
Weatherby. Yeah, his name was Weatherby. Man,
it was a nerdy W name.
Yeah, when I say Wallaby,
like the animal.
Wendell. No, not Wendell. Weatherby. Weatherby. His name
Waldo.
was.
Where's Waldo?
His name
we
was.
don't even know.
His name was Weatherby.
Weatherby.
His name was Weatherby. But he was dressed up like Where's Waldo the whole
with
time,
stripes.
with the stripes, with the shirt, with the glasses, the hair.
My theory was after he saw the no-name dude Max pulling moves on the girl of his dreams, he was like, I gotta take out the competition. And then he killed him and then ran off. And then there's Where's Waldo, because now you have all these
on the run
pictures, and the police need the support of the civilians to try and find Where's Waldo.
All right, look, he made up his own story in his head. So they took liberties, but they knew what the assignment was, you know. So it was enjoyable though.
To make fun of.
I liked it, yeah, in a Mortal Kombat Annihilation type of way.
Oh. DOA is better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Annihilation, man, made me angry in some sort. It's fun, it's funny, but then it makes you angry because it makes you feel like you're stupid. DOA doesn't make you feel like you're stupid. It just made me feel like it was goofy, having fun with the material. So okay, now let's get to the second one.
Weatherby Part 2.
No, it's.